this is Handsome Nerd ASMR, back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the group B Streptococcus organism, which is the Streptococcus Agalactiae. So, we're going to be using a Sketchy image, or the image provided by Sketchy for this ASMR style lecture. And the image is titled A Galactic Baby to help you remember the Streptococcus Agalactiae. Remember, it's a group B Streptococcus. So let's talk about its general features. It is a gram-positive organism, and this is going to be represented by a violet planet backdrop. So here we're in a planet. Look at the surface of the planet we're in. It is violet in color. And that signifies it's a gram-positive bacteria. Because remember, gram-positive staining yields a purple-like stain on a culture plate because of that peptidoglycan cell wall layer. Also, the organism is catalase negative, and it is beta hemolytic. So this is symbolized by the beta light bulbs on the tent. We have tents here, and we have the beta light bulbs. Look at the letter B over here. I think that's another letter B, and right over here. It is also bacitracin resistant. So once again, we have a Basset hound wearing a helmet over here, but this time it is not able to lick the baby, and this symbolizes bacitracin resistance. In addition, the Streptococcus Agalactiae hydrolyzes epurate. This is symbolized by the baby holding the stuffed hippo right over here. It is also encapsulated, and so this is symbolized by the hippo wearing a glass helmet. And the CAMP test is positive. So what is the CAMP? So the CAMP factor is a polypeptide that will complement the sphingomyelinase of your Staphylococcus aureus. And this is necessary for creating and producing an enhanced hemolytic pattern in the shape of an arrowhead. And so this is going to be symbolized by the space camp of tents with golden staff poles to refer back to Moses' staff, aureus staff. And you can check out my other video about the Staphylococcus aureus to have a better understanding of what this means. So you have the golden staff poles that are shaped like an arrowhead. And then the mother's, or actually it's the mother space shape that represents a plate with arrowhead zone of hemolysis. So right over here we have this arrowhead zone of hemolysis, and that's why it's colored red. So just remember that CAMP is an important factor in that it creates an enhanced hemolytic pattern in the shape of an arrowhead, and also complements the sphingomyelinase of Staphylococcus aureus. For its reservoir, the Streptococcus Agalactiae can be found in the human vagina in 15 to 20% of women. And so this is symbolized by the mothership with the tunnel that looks like the vaginal canal, kind of represented over here. And then, I think I should make this correction here. So I think this is supposed to say ship. My bad. Okay. Anyways, so once again, the reservoir is in the human vagina and the GI tract. The transmission is going to occur through the newborns being infected during the birth, and this is going to lead to increased risk with the prolonged labor or after the rupture of the membranes. So this is symbolized by the baby emerging from the vaginal canal of the mothership, as symbolized over here. So that's a form of transmission to watch out for. And then for diseases, since we mentioned that newborns can be infected during birth, one of the complications is neonatal septicemia for Streptococcus Agalactiae. So the neonatal septicemia is symbolized by the baby wearing the red clothing, as over here. Also meningitis. So think about the meningitis space helmet on the baby's head, as shown over here. And in pneumonia, we can see that the same baby here is coughing. So coughing, and then the meningitis space helmet, and then the neonatal sepsis or septicemia with the red clothing here. And then for treatment, you can administer ampicillin with either an aminoglycoside or a cephalosporin antibiotic. And for prevention, prophylaxis is important during delivery in women with a positive vaginal or rectal culture of the group B Streptococcus that happens to be taken at 35 weeks of pregnancy. And that's why on the mother spaceship we have the label that says 35 weeks. So you can use that to remember that at 35 weeks of pregnancy, if the results of group B or if the results of vaginal or rectal culture is positive for GBS, then you better administer prophylactic medications. Prophylaxis is also given for patients with a history of recent infection with group B Streptococcus or prolonged labors after membrane rupture. And for this, the ampicillin or penicillin are can be drugs of choice. So you can remember this by thinking about the pencil-shaped landing legs that are stabbing the mother's ship. And then if the patient happens to be allergic to penicillin or ampicillin, then consider the use of clindamycin or erythromycin for penicillin allergies. Yeah. And just for your future reference, an erythromycin is a form of a macrolide. So that's, I think, all you need to know about the Streptococcus Agalactiae based on the image provided by Sketchy. And feel free to comment down below additional information that was missed or any corrections that need to be made. Otherwise, I hope you found this video